hi, this is your first time, welcome. Glad you can be here. For today's Throwback Thursday, I know you guys will be getting it late because I'm doing it late. All you cats are probably already in bed. This week has been insane in terms of scheduling, so I'm doing my best to fit it in. I really wanted to get this done on a Thursday. So Thursday my time, anyway. It's Kyza right now. This will be my first time hearing this cat. But a lot of people are singing his praises last week and this week in the polls. So, hey, so without further ado, let's jump in, give this guy a listen.
What? Right now. Right.
Oops. Something I never really realized until I started doing this channel is the fact how much I love a piano in a hip hop song. Never noticed it before, which is kind of silly if you think about it, because my favorite group is Digital Underground. Growing up, they have a song called "The Piano Man." So you think, hey, you think I would have realized it by now? But hey, I do love a good piano in a hip hop song, and hey, this one starts off beautifully.
Right now. I step out my yard every day out for take a deep breath. My limbs fatigued with weakness, so I fling on some knee crep to maintain my street rep. But I always find myself trying to cheat death. Plus I'm trying to beat stress. I'm tired and I need rest. I'm speechless nowadays and I eat less. I guess that's how man stay though. It's mad when you're living lay low and you're trying to walk down a straight road littered with slain foes under.
All right, man. Kyza just comes into this track, just slinging madness. I love this guy's voice. The beat is sick. Now on the artwork here it says Jest Presents. So this is a Jest album, I'm guessing, and he just had this cat on it. So is Jest doing the beat on this? I always tell myself I'm going to look at it before I start, and then I never do. So that's on me. But yeah, man, right off the top, I mean, he's straight to the point, talking about like, you know, growing up on in the estate, living and like taking a breath before heading outside into the world, and not having enough money to eat as much as he needs, always like trying to escape death, always knowing that on the other side of that door, like uncertainty is waiting for him when he steps out into the world, man. And that's why he takes like that settling breath. It's kind of like, all right, here we go, out into the world for another day, where anything can happen, especially when you live in that type of environment.
With weakness, so I fling on some knee crep to maintain my street rep. But I always find myself trying to cheat death. Plus I'm trying to beat stress. I'm tired and I need rest. I'm speechless nowadays and I eat less. I guess that's how man stay though. It's mad when you're living lay low and you're trying to walk down a straight road littered with slain foes, undercovers in plain clothes, young yats with bandanas and K-rolls. Shutters make sales near the payphones. Depending how the day goes, you can make pesos. It's the same old, nothing's changed, bro. But I suppose that you know how the game goes. So
it's funny, we've talked about this before on this channel quite a bit, obviously, is that circular patterns, like the more things change, the more they stay the same. And that's what Kyza's saying here. And he names off all the things, like talking like cops in plain clothes, and the drug dealers, and the kids trying to make a name for themselves in the gangs and stuff like that. Yeah, man. I'm digging this track. One of those deep ones that I kind of just want to close my eyes and allow this shit to go right into my brain. Like that's kind of how this track has me feeling. Like I just wanted to absorb it.
with slaying foes, undercovers in plain clothes, young yats with bandanas and K-rolls, shutters make sales near the payphones, depending on the day goes, you can make pesos. It's the same old, nothing's changed bro, but I suppose that you know how the game goes. Certain procedures are standard, I feel like I'm stranded in a world of bandits who use underhanded tactics and practice.
Stranded in a world abandoned. So again, going back to that being in that estate living, I believe this. I'm pretty sure I know that's right, estate living. But feeling like the world has forgotten about you, herded into these pens, so to speak, put in neighborhoods and communities and penned in, and like this is your shit. Stay where you're supposed to stay, and then the world forgets about you. They're abandoned and forgotten.
Depending on the day goes, you can make pesos. It's the same old, nothing's changed bro, but I suppose that you know how the game goes. Certain procedures are standard, I feel like I'm stranded in a world of bandits who use underhanded tactics and practice. The fact is that they're a bunch of backstabbing actors. I have to find some way of escaping before my mind caves in or my train of thought goes off the railings. I just quit blazing, you know you're baiting when you spend G's on raving. In a sea of despair I'm sailing, and it don't make sense praying to God when you're an atheist.
Oh man, that whole thing about I gotta play it again, but that whole thing, what's the use of praying to God if you're an atheist? And he's talked about sailing in a sea. I gotta catch this again, man. This was just a brilliant bar.
Actors, I have to find some way of escaping before my mind caves in or my train of thought goes off the railings. I just quit blazing, you know you're baiting when you spend G's on raving. In a sea of despair I'm sailing, and it don't make sense praying to God when you're an atheist. Look, now, tell me, is it me what you're seeing in my eyes right now? Is it death, is it life, is it dark, is it night right now? Is it the truth or lies right now? All my people in a place to be, with your back turned or face to me. Whether you're loving or hating me, relate to me. I'm just like you, man. Yo, check it out, what? Yo, when I'm home alone.
I'm bringing that freaking hook back. What a...
Quit blazing, you know you're baiting when you spend G's on raving. In a sea of despair I'm sailing, and it don't make sense praying to God when you're an atheist. Look, now, tell me, is it me what you're seeing in my eyes right now? Is it death, is it life, is it dark, is it night right now? Is it the truth or lies right now? All my people in a place to be, with your back turned or face to me. Whether you're loving or hating me, relate to me. I'm just like you, man. Yo, check it out, what? Yo, when I'm home alone now, I'm prone to zone out. I probe my dome, scouting loads of known routes to walk, cause it's a rocky road with blood stains on the cobblestones, rotten bones and forgotten souls. But no fears what I've gotta show, cause if I flop or fold the set, I'm gonna get swallowed whole. So which way should I bop or stroll? When I've reached the pot of gold, I know that I'm on a roll. There's no get.
Man, this whole thing about the street cobblestones and or blood on the cobblestones, he's got to show. He's got to play that. He can't show his fear, man. He's got to play the tough guy, because if he goes out on those streets, man, in his area and shows a soft side of him or shows that he's weak, like it'll just eat him, man. It'll devour him whole. And you have those dead bodies, man, like the corpses on the side of the road, or all the other ones who have come before him and have been weak or have been preyed upon. God damn, man, this guy's amazing.
With blood stains on the cobblestones, rotten bones and forgotten souls. But no fears what I've gotta show, cause if I flop or fold the set, I'm gonna get swallowed whole. So which way should I bop or stroll? When I've reached the pot of gold, I know that I'm on a roll. There's no getting it twisted. I know that I'm blessed and I'm gifted, cause I've lived through the stress and the sickness. I took my depression and flipped it, cause each lesson in life you learn's got a message inscripted. I've asked God if heaven existed. Another questions that's confused me. I cruise by the blue streak as I truth seek, and I boo chiefs who use heat because they're too weak to scuff. It must be the weed they puff that leads them to believe that they're mean and tough. Oh, you're seeing it, bruv. Bear man's in a fleet of thugs. They're trying to hear about peace and love. They just beat and rush one youth, then the teeth is stuffed. Tell him to hold his mouth and for keep it shut. It's deep enough. I seen enough man get chief up and leave with police in cuffs, peeping up at the sky though. I kiss my teeth and sigh slow, thinking why life's so deep. Even doves have to cry, yo. I'm a wage slave, 9 to 5 hole, working for 5 notes and arrow and what.
Seriously, man, what the hell? That, oh my God, man. I didn't even know, I had to stop it. I had to stop it. Because about 6 times in that, when he just went off here, about 6 times I just wanted to stop it and comment about how this dude is a genius, man. What a hell of a track. I didn't want to stop it because, like I said, I wanted to stop it because it deserved to be stopped, but then I didn't want to stop it because it deserved not to be stopped. Jesus.
In a fleet of thugs, they're trying to hear about peace and love. They just beat and rush one youth, then the teeth is stuffed. Tell him to hold his mouth and for keep it shut. It's deep enough. I seen enough man get chief up and leave with police in cuffs, peeping up at the sky though. I kiss my teeth and sigh slow, thinking why life's so deep. Even doves have to cry, yo. I'm a wage slave, 9 to 5 hole, working for 5 notes and arrow and white gold, designer nice clothes. The blindfold useless, cause man walks street with his eyes closed. The blood in my veins is ice cold. My heart is a cyclone, but it's all just part of the sideshow. Love and hate's on either side of the tightrope. This thing called life is a game and it's my goal. I lie though.
Seriously. I'm speechless of this verse, man.
Life is a game and it's my goal. I lie though. Look, now. Tell me, is it deep what you're seeing in my eyes right now? Is it death? Is it life? Is it dark? Is it night right now? Is it the truth or lies right now? All my people in the place to be, with your back turned or facing me. Whether you're loving or hating me, relate to me. I'm just like you, mate. Waking up with a screw face. Look, now. Is it deep what you're seeing in my eyes right now? Is it death? Is it life? Is it dark? Is it night right now? Is it the truth or lies right now? All my people in the place to be, with your back turned or facing me. Whether you're loving or hating me, relate to me. I'm just like you, mate. Waking up with a screw face.
Guys, I don't even know what to say about this track. This track is absolutely beautiful. The lyrics are powerful, meaningful, delivered in a way that is, I can't even put it into words, man. this track, it's hit me. It hit me a different way, man. This dude's flow is sick. His voice is sick. The way he went off on that second verse, like I said, like I wanted to stop it so many times, but it's just kind of, it just felt kind of like, you know, like if you have dominoes or like a house, or like you set up cards and then you hit one and they all go. I guess that'd be dominoes, I'm guessing. Yeah, dominoes. But I kind of felt like that. The domino kept hitting the next domino, kept hitting, and it just kept building and building and building. I didn't know where I wanted to stop it. And that little section at the end, the beat came, continued on, the piano, and then you brought the horn in, and it's a masterpiece, man. I'm surprised actually this lost, to be honest. Nothing against last week's track, but yeah, I'm dumbfounded at this point. I have no words, really. Tomorrow I want to do a couple tracks on Friday because, let's be honest, Thursday was absolute bonkers in terms of stuff that was released. I mean, I know there was Dabla, I know there was Tremendous. I know I'm free. You know what? Earlier I said write this shit down because you're gonna forget. But I saw a bunch of shit, man. Ocean's another one that came out, and then there was a couple other ones that I saw as well. So there's between 3 and 5 tracks that I saw get dropped today that piqued my interest. So up here in Canada, in Ontario, anyways, it's a long weekend, so that means I have Monday off. So I might try to get a couple. If I don't get 2 done tomorrow, I'm gonna try to get a couple done on the weekend because I really do want to get to those tracks, man. I appreciate y'all for coming by, voting, being part of this community. Keep reaching out to me on Instagram, in the comments here. I love talking to you guys, talking about hip hop, talking about personal stuff, talking about life, books, anything that you guys want to chat about. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up on the comments here. Yeah, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. So until tomorrow, when God knows what I'm going to do, stay safe and be good to each other.